How I'd become a millionaire by 2028, starting from zero. What if you had a deadline to become a millionaire? Not a dream, not a wish, but a hard deadline. The clock is ticking towards the end of 2025. Most people will see this as impossible. They'll see a massive, unconquerable gap between where they are now and that seven-figure mark. But what they're missing isn't a secret trick. It's a strategic blueprint. The difference between dreaming of wealth and achieving it is an obsession with closing that gap. If I lost everything today and had to start from scratch, this isn't just what I would do to become a millionaire by 2025. This is the only thing I would do. Forget the slow, winding road to wealth that takes 40 years. We don't have that luxury. The path we're talking about is a straight line, an aggressive ascent from point A to point B. I walked this path myself, not because I was brilliant or lucky, but because I had no other choice. It was a promise I made to myself: achieve financial freedom as fast as humanly possible. This journey taught me one critical lesson. Your income is a direct reflection of the size of the problems you solve. Today, I'm not just going to give you vague advice. I'm handing you the exact four-step battle plan I would execute. This isn't theory, it's a practical guide. So if you're serious about changing your financial destiny before that clock runs out, make sure you subscribe to Hope to Wealth right now, because this is the information that turns hope into reality. The Non-Negotiable Mindset Shift. Before you can make your first dollar, you must win the war in your mind. This is ground zero. If I were starting over, my first 90 days would be dedicated exclusively to forging an unbreakable millionaire mindset. This isn't about positive thinking. It's about rewiring your brain for opportunity and resilience. The average person's mind is cluttered with excuses, fears, and limiting beliefs, all of which are anchors holding them in the harbor of mediocrity. We need to cut those ropes immediately. You must understand that obstacles are not excuses. An obstacle is a problem waiting for a solution. An excuse is a story you tell yourself to justify inaction. This rewiring process starts with a radical audit of your life. For these 90 days, I would eliminate everything that doesn't serve the mission. That means drastically cutting down on mindless scrolling, binge-watching shows, and negative conversations. I would replace that noise with fuel: books on wealth psychology, biographies of self-made entrepreneurs, and podcasts from people who are already where I want to be. It's about creating an immersion tank. Your environment, both physical and digital, must become a constant echo of your ambition. You need to believe with every fiber of your being that this goal is not just possible, but inevitable. Furthermore, I define my why with painful clarity. I want to be a millionaire is a weak goal. I will become a millionaire to give my family security, to buy back my time, and to build something that outlives me. That is a mission. This why becomes your source of energy when motivation fades. It's what will pull you out of bed on the hard days and keep you working when others have quit. You write it down, you look at it every morning, and you let it guide every single decision you make. This isn't just a goal, it's a new identity you are stepping into. The next step in this mental transformation is embracing calculated discomfort. Growth and comfort are mutually exclusive. I would intentionally seek out difficult tasks. That could mean making that sales call I'm afraid of, learning a complex new skill, or waking up 2 hours earlier than I'm used to. Each time you conquer a small fear or push through resistance, you are forging mental armor. You're proving to yourself that you are capable of doing hard things, which is the single most important belief you will need on this journey to $1 million. Finally, I would adopt a producer-first mentality, not a consumer-first one. Instead of asking, what can I buy, or what can I watch, the only question becomes, what can I create? This simple shift changes everything. It moves you from a passive participant in the economy to an active creator of value. Value is the genesis of all wealth. For the first 90 days, you don't need a perfect business plan. You just need a completely new mind. Because once your mindset is right, you'll see the opportunities that have been in front of you all along. The High-Income Skill Accelerator. With a fortified mindset, it's time to build your weapon. You don't get rich by saving your way to $1 million from a 9-to-5. You get there by creating a cash-generating machine. This machine, in the beginning, is not a business. It's you. It's a high-income skill that can generate at least $10,000 a month. Forget the myth of 7 income streams. In this compressed timeline, that's a recipe for failure. You need one, just one, stream that you can turn into a raging river. My entire focus for the next 6 months would be on acquiring and monetizing one single high-demand skill. How do you choose the right one? It's not about your passion right now, it's about the market. I would look for 3 criteria. First, it must solve a painful problem for businesses or affluent individuals. Think marketing, sales, content creation, or process automation. Businesses don't pay for hobbies. They pay for solutions that increase their revenue or save them time. Second, it must be a skill I can learn online, for free or at a low cost, within 6 months. Third, it must have a clear path to monetization through freelancing or consulting, allowing me to start earning while I'm still learning. Let's say I choose digital marketing. I wouldn't just watch a few videos. I would become a complete obsessive. My curriculum would be self-directed and intense. 3-4 hours every single day, no exceptions. I'd consume every top blog, YouTube channel, and free course on the subject. Then, crucially, I would immediately start applying it. I'd offer to do marketing for a small local business for free, just to get a case study and a testimonial. This is the fastest way to bridge the gap between knowledge and experience. Your first client is your training ground. The monetization phase has to be aggressive. As soon as I have that one case study, I would start reaching out to potential clients. Not passively waiting, but actively hunting. I'd send 50 personalized emails or messages a day. I would position myself not as a freelancer, but as a strategic partner in their growth. The goal is to land my first paying client, then the next and the next. The price will be low initially, but with each successful project, my confidence and my rates will increase. Your first $1,000 from your skill is proof of concept. Remember the core principle: the amount of money you make is tied to the value you generate. My entire focus would be on delivering an insane return on investment for my clients. If they pay me $2,000, I want to make them $10,000. This is how you create clients for life and generate a stream of referrals. Within 6 months, the goal is not just to have a skill, but to have a predictable system for attracting clients and generating income. This high-income skill is the engine that will fuel everything else on our path to $1 million. The aggressive capital engine. Now your income engine is running and cash is starting to come in. This is where most people fail. They upgrade their lifestyle. They buy the new car, the bigger apartment. If I wanted to be a millionaire by 2025, I would do the exact opposite. I would live like I was broke. Every single dollar earned beyond my absolute basic survival needs would be redirected into one place: an aggressive capital engine. This isn't about slow, safe investing for retirement in 40 years. This is about building a war chest for wealth and doing it at lightning speed. My financial life would be brutally simple. I'd operate on a zero-based personal budget. This means every dollar is assigned a job before the month begins. My housing, food, and basic utilities would be covered, and everything else is excess. That excess isn't for entertainment, it's for investment. I would aim for a savings rate of over 70%. This might sound insane, but remember the deadline. We are making short-term sacrifices for a lifetime of freedom. This period is a sprint, not a marathon. It's about building a massive pile of capital that can go to work for you. Where does this capital go? Not into 100 different stocks or cryptocurrencies. Just like we focused on one skill, we will focus on one or two simple high-growth investment vehicles. For me, the first destination for this cash would be a low-cost S&P 500 index fund. Why? Because it's a proven, time-tested strategy that provides exposure to 500 of the largest companies in the US. It's my passive growth engine. I would set up automatic, non-negotiable transfers. Every week, a significant portion of my income would be deployed into this fund, regardless of what the market is doing. This is called dollar cost averaging, and it removes emotion from the equation. While the index fund is my base, I'd be building a separate cash reserve. This isn't just an emergency fund, it's an opportunity fund. As I continue to develop my high-income skill and work with clients, I will inevitably see bigger opportunities. This might be the chance to invest in a small business, buy a piece of digital real estate, or even start scaling my own service business by hiring help. Wealth isn't just built through passive investing. It's built by making smart, active investments when the right opportunities appear. That requires having dry powder ready to deploy. This entire phase is about creating a massive gap between your earnings and your spending, and using that gap to build your capital base as quickly as possible. You are transforming your active income from your skill into a portfolio of assets. These assets are your soldiers working 24/7 to make more money for you. The goal by the end of this phase is to have your first $100,000 to $200,000 in combined investments and cash. This is the tipping point. As you may have heard me say before, your net worth explodes after the first 100K because now the power of compounding truly begins to take over. The network multiplier effect. You've built the mindset, you've forged the skill, and you've started the capital engine. Now it's time to pour gasoline on the fire. You cannot become a millionaire in a vacuum. The final and perhaps most powerful step in this blueprint is to leverage the network multiplier effect. Your network is your net worth. It's an old saying because it's true. The right connection can provide a shortcut that saves you 5 years of trial and error. My focus in this final stage would be on intentionally and strategically building a network of people who are smarter, wealthier, and more successful than I am. This isn't about schmoozing at cocktail parties. It's about targeted relationship building. I would identify 5 people who are living the life I want to live. These are my potential mentors. Then I would find a way to provide immense value to them first, with zero expectation of anything in return. Can I use my high-income skill to help their business? Can I make a valuable introduction for them? I would study them, understand their challenges, and offer a solution. This value-first approach is the only way to earn a seat at the tables you want to be at. A 15-minute conversation with the right person can be worth more than 15 months of working alone. Simultaneously, I would invest in joining a paid mastermind group or a high-level community. Yes, this costs money, but the return on investment is infinite. Surrounding yourself with other ambitious individuals who are on the same path creates an environment of accountability and shared knowledge. When you are the small fish in a big pond, you are forced to grow. These groups provide access to deal flow, partnerships, and strategies that you would never discover on your own. It's about moving from a lone wolf to the leader of a pack. Your network also acts as an early warning system and an idea generator. By talking to people who are ahead of you, you learn about market shifts before they happen. You discover new tools, new business models, and new investment opportunities. This intelligence is invaluable. It allows you to pivot and adapt, staying ahead of the curve instead of being crushed by it. You stop operating solely on your own limited perspective and start leveraging the collective intelligence of a dozen brilliant minds. Ultimately, the network multiplier effect is about creating leverage. Your skill provides you with income leverage. Your capital provides you with financial leverage. But your network provides you with opportunity leverage, and that is the most powerful of all. It can bring you deals, clients, and partnerships that exponentially increase the speed at which you reach your goal. By the end of 2025, it won't be just your own efforts that get you across the finish line. It will be the combined force of a powerful, curated network pushing you forward. So there it is, the blueprint. It starts not in your wallet, but in your mind, with a ruthless commitment to your goal. Then you forge a high-income skill, a tool to carve out your piece of the economy. You take the earnings from that tool and you pour them into a capital engine, transforming your hard work into assets that work for you. Finally, you multiply your efforts by building a network of giants, standing on their shoulders to see further than you ever could alone. This path is not easy. It will demand sacrifice, focus, and a level of obsession that might seem crazy to the people around you. But the alternative is to let the clock run out, to arrive at the end of 2025 in the exact same place you are today. Remember the gap we talked about at the beginning. It's not closed by wishing. It's closed by decisive, strategic action. If you're not willing to sacrifice for your dream becomes the sacrifice. The choice is yours. The blueprint is in your hands. Now, the only question left is, are you ready to start building? Thank you for joining me on Hope to Wealth. If this plan resonated with you, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to see it. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue to turn that hope into wealth. Let's get to work. Don't leave yet. YouTube is recommending it, and let's go together towards financial success.